All right. My name is Josh Keck, and I am just going to make a little video to talk to you about my experience at the 2026 Conquer the Wall 47-hour endurance challenge in Williamson, West Virginia. So I'm a West Virginia guy. I live in Huntington, which is about an hour and a half up the road. It's kind of interesting because that race, it has a 2.05 mile loop that you just run. And the idea, 47 hours, you run as far as you can. Every loop counts, right? And you just run as many as you can. And they hold this race at the Southern West Virginia Community and Technical College. So I thought I would just come into the Mount West Community and Technical College podcast studio that we just built to make this video because I work here. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the studio just to show off. So you can see a little bit of what we got working on here. We've got 3 cameras set up throughout the room. I can kind of give you an idea of like where people would be sitting at those. And then we've got these 3 microphones on this big acoustic table. It's pretty cool. Custom lights up here, big acoustic panels around us. So anyway, a little crossover between the community colleges. We don't have a 2-mile loop that you can do at Mount West, but I have done some 10-mile training runs out in the parking lot in the lead up to Conquer the Wall. So let me zoom back in. Oh God, sorry. I'm a little slow because it's still fresh. The pain is still fresh in my legs. So spoiler alert, I won the race. I feel very blessed to have had the opportunity to be there and to do the months of training and to work toward it. You know, it was a great event. They put on an excellent race down there. I've done 4 of these endurance challenges that are 24 hours or longer. This is my second time at Conquer the Wall. So I did get some footage from the race itself, but I really didn't film much, especially the running and the course and the people. I'm kind of sad that I didn't. I was really kind of competing. I was in competitive mindset. And, you know, going to film and document and enjoy the social atmosphere is nice. It's fun. And that's what a lot of my races have been because I've never been competitive. But I just had a little different feeling for this one. I really needed this one. I wanted this one. And I worked my ass off in training to get to where the level that I needed to be to really hammer out some miles. And so the winning distance this year was 168.1 miles. That's how far I ran, which was just 1 loop or 2 miles short of the course record set last year by Neil Johnson or Steven Johnson. I don't know what he goes by. I think he goes by Neil. So maybe I'll have to go back, but it won't be for a few years because these multi-day races, geez, they are long. You know, I can handle a 24-hour race. I can do those anytime. 48 hours is so long. And part of the reason I wanted to make this video was to talk about that because there's really not a whole lot of resources out there on the internet or YouTube or whatever about these multi-day races that you can really learn a whole lot from. So I wanted to talk about them a little bit more. So all the race footage that I took, I will put that at the end of this video. For right now, my thought process was to go through kind of like 12-hour blocks of how things were moving because I didn't film any of it at the time. So they've used a timing company called Brunning Endurance Company, ran by Alex Brunning, who is phenomenal, and the timing system they have is phenomenal, and I love every bit of it. So any chance I have to do any opportunity I have to do an endurance challenge or a race with Alex Brunning and his company, I would not hesitate. If you have the opportunity, you should check him out. I think he puts on a race in Ohio, the Middletown 12-hour challenge, or maybe I'm thinking of Steel City. I could be wrong about all of those things. But check him out. He's on Facebook. So what I'm talking about, though, what he uses, I'm going to share my screen here. He has a timing system, a belt system, and he uploads the results in like live feed, I think, to Run Sign Up, and you can drill down and see what your time was for each lap across the 2 days. That's really cool because, especially for me, like I normally use a Garmin watch, but I have a Garmin Forerunner 245. It's not fancy. I bought that thing like 6, almost 7 years ago now. So it's like, it doesn't have these multi-day battery life. It doesn't have that. So it's good for about 8 to 9 hours before I need to put it back on charge. And you have to take it off to charge it and like hold a little battery pack and hold it. Like it's got to fit perfectly. So anyway, I was able to keep my watch going for the first 24 hours, but I could not get it to charge for a third time to get out for the next 24 hours. Or next 23 hours. It just didn't. It didn't connect to the charger. It's annoying. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I need to invest in one of those nice Garmin watches. So Garmin, hit me up. They'll never do that. But what I like about this, though, is that you can click on each of these results. So I'm going to go to mine, and you can actually see your lap times. And what I really actually love about this more than anything is that I can see everybody else's as well. And so you can compare to see, like, when did people start to slow down? When did people try to take a rest? And I think that's really valuable information for somebody who's studying how to go about doing a 2-day or multi-day race. So here, each lap is 2.05 miles, and you have both the time it took to complete the 2 miles as well as the average pace that you were at. And so the race started Friday at 7 p.m., which means that it was dark already by the time it started. And the temperatures around that evening, the nighttime, were mostly in the high 50s, low 60s, I think. It may not even gotten into the 50s. It may have been just low 60s. It was chilly. It was cool. It was beautiful. It's exactly what you want to run in. Didn't last forever, unfortunately, but it did last for the good part of the first 12 hours of the race, from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Phenomenal. Really, even past 7 a.m. Were phenomenal. So for me, I generally shoot for 12-minute average pace and try to hold that as long as I can. And I do that through trying to do a 20-minute run followed by a 10-minute walk. And I will repeat that 20-minute run, 10-minute walk as long as I can. And usually, from the several I've done now, that's about 16 hours. And I knew going into this race that it was going to be 16 hours because 16 hours after 7 p.m. on Friday night was going to put me about, I think, 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, if I'm doing my math right. My math's a little funky, but I think it was 11 a.m. on Saturday morning would get me about 16 hours. Sorry. So at that moment, I'm thinking about temperature, and Saturday is going to be hot. Saturday during the day, we're going to have 6 to 7 to 8 hours of heat. And everybody's been training in the wintertime for this race. It's on March 6th through the 8th. It's the last time I did this race in 2022, we had a freaking snowstorm, blow down on us. My canopy ended up in the dumpster that year because it had a foot of snow stuck on it. I have a YouTube video of that. You can check it out. It's another Conquer the Wall video. It's very very different from this one. That one I actually did film a lot, as much as I could, but not this one. So anyway, I knew at 11 a.m. that was when I was going to start kind of scaling things back a little bit. And I got to that point with about 16 hours. I had 83 miles in the first 16 hours. So things were going really smoothly. And you can see the lap details. You can see the pacing here. So given that this is every 2 miles, you could say the first 25 miles were right around here. Paces are still good. Had a sub 10 on average on this one. So that was mostly a 20-minute walking lap. I was still keeping a good running pace. I was taking my run and walking more seriously. So I always go out hot at the beginning. That's what these early paces are about. I always go a little hot because it's social. You're having fun. I ran with Matt Bailey for the first 50K. So like him and I were right along with each other for the first 15 laps here. A little bit of like yo-yoing effect as he would take a break, I would take a break, or take a little longer to check feet, get nutrition, things like that. But it's always fun to run with Matt. And then up until here, you can see all these, the next 15 laps or so. It's all smooth. It's all consistent. There's no long breaks inside of any of this. It's all pretty much 26 minutes to 22 minutes. I mean, it's all very consistent. And it stays fairly consistent, though I do slow down just a little bit after the 100K area. I slow down a little bit because I'm taking nutrition a little bit more seriously here. I'm thinking about, I've put a few miles in reserves. Like I said, I try to average a 12-minute pace, but I also try to gain a few miles before that 16-hour mark. And in this case, I gained 3 miles. So at the 16-hour mark, I wasn't just at 83 miles, it wasn't just 80 miles. 80 miles in 16 hours would be 12-minute average pace. I was at 83 miles. And that would have been, 83. So the lap... So roughly this lap right here would have been 83 miles in. And that is the moment when you can see I really start to slow down. And I'm doing this purposefully with intent. I knew that, like right now, it's about 11 o'clock. It's 11 in the morning. The sun's out. It's been out for a few hours. I'm starting to feel that heat pick up, right? And starting to get a little muggy out. And I know that I'm up against several hours, 6 to 7, 8 hours of heat. The forecast was going up to 82 degrees at the hottest part of the day, and then the feels like was 86. And Conquer the Wall is a race course that has no shade. Well, let me say very little shade. There's some areas where you can get shaded by the wall itself, so the wall is somehow benevolent in a way, but it's quickly unshaded in most of the course. So you're pretty much under direct sunlight for the entire time. You got to wear a hat. You got to do all that stuff. So I had sunscreen on, but I went slow on purpose. And so this up here is my intent, my purposeful slow down, mostly walking, very little running. And honestly, if I did try to run, which I did. I would try to run. I would try to pick up my pace just a little bit here and there. But my heart rate would shoot up very fast because of the heat. And I don't do well in the heat. I'm not a heat acclimated runner, and I'm not good with heat anyway. But that was okay because I had banked 3 miles early, and so it took me a little longer to get to the 100-mile mark. But as soon as I did, which was right here at lap 49, that was the 100-mile mark. Then I said, okay, I'm done with the heat. It's 3:30. And I was hoping to get to 100 within a sub 20, which would have been 3 o'clock. So it's a little off my pace, but that's okay. That's when I decided time to go in, take a break. I'm 100 miles into this race, and we have another day to go. 20 hours was done. Take a break for a few hours, get back out there at hour 24, start day 2. And that's what I did. So I went inside. I found a chair. I propped my feet up on something, and I took my blanket, and I just slept. Luckily, at this moment, my dad came to help crew for a little bit. So he got there as soon as I was crossing. Actually, he got there a little early. He was there as soon as I crossed at the 100th mile, and that was great. I was so happy to see him. My canopy at this moment, I should also mention, not only is it hot, it's also getting windy at the same time in this time frame. So the canopy is starting to fall apart, which is just awful considering the fact that it fell apart in 2022 with a snowstorm. And I really did not want to have my canopy end up back in the dumpster. So luckily, he was able to take it down. He had some people help him out. These guys who put on this race, Alexis and Joe and Selena and everybody, Alex, they're just all incredible helpful people. So a couple of them jumped in to help Dad take down the canopy, shove it into the car, get all my stuff that could get wet, get that into the car because not only was it windy, but the rain was coming. And in this break right here, this 3-hour break, that's when it started to rain. And we did have a little bit of a scare when it comes to thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are coming. And there was some high winds. There was definitely some high winds. So it wasn't just my canopy, it was everybody's canopy. All these things were getting taken down. We had to, everyone had to stop for a little bit and like consider all that. I was lucky to have some help, so I went in and took a rest while Dad helped me out tremendously for that. So I was very, very, very thankful for him to be there when he was there. And at some point, I just said, we got to get back out there. I waited on the rain to see what it would do, but 7 p.m. came, and I was like, doesn't matter. Rain is rain. Skin is waterproof. I was tired. I just ran 100 miles in 20 hours and 30 minutes, but I was ready to go back out. So you can see first lap out, pretty decent little pace, 11-minute average. Actually, the second lap out, because lap 50 is you don't see that pace because it's broken in with the break. But the first couple laps out, pretty decent little pace. Didn't last very, very long. But what I kind of tried to do here, so my watch was not working. I could not get it to charge. So when I went back out, I didn't have active pacing on my wrist. What I did have was my regular timer watch, like not the activity tracking, but just the time. So I knew what time it was. So following my clock, I roughly tried to bring in each lap within 30 minutes. And so you can see here, throughout this whole nighttime section, so from 7 p.m. to about 7 a.m. of day 2, which is most of what I've just highlighted here, most of these miles, most of that is me just trying to do 30-minute laps. Because again, I don't know what my running pace is or my walking pace is, but I know if I do a 30-minute lap and it's 2.05 miles, and then that's an hour for 4.1 miles. If you think about a backyard ultra, they do an hour for 4.116 miles. So I said to myself, I'm just going to turn this into a little backyard ultra against myself and follow the clock and just try to make it where every lap is coming in at about 30 minutes. And so some were under, some were over. I definitely started to break down a little bit more as it went on, as the miles dragged on. And after about 12 hours of this, because this represents about 12 hours, I got to lap 71, which would be, 144 miles or so, and I just needed another break. I didn't need a terribly long break, but I was kind of dragging. At this point, it's 35 hours into the race. I've got 144 miles. My big dreams of hitting 200 miles within 2 days have slipped away from me. They've slipped away. Right, the time I wasn't able to keep my backyard ultra pace, so my big A goal has slipped out of my fingertips, which was okay. I know that is an unreasonable goal, and I set it high because I like to think of it as this thing maybe I can do one day. But I took a couple hours to kind of just reset. Honestly, all I wanted to do with this couple hours was to see the clock go down and not have to be walking at a dead man's pace. I just wanted to see the clock go down. 2 days is just so long. Like 24 hours is nothing. It's nothing. 48 hours, it's a whole different battle. It's a whole different battle when you start to think about that level of exhaustion and needing to sleep and what your stomach can handle, what you can drink, what you can eat. I'm not even going to get into nutrition with this. If you want to hear about nutrition, I'll make a separate video. But took a little break, and that got me from my watch saying, hey, there's 12 hours left, to now there's 10 hours left. Cool. 10 hours is still a long time to go. I'm still dragging, but, I get back out there. I do a few more laps. But what happens at this point is I'm at 155 miles after this lap, 76, and it's starting to heat up again. And it's not super hot. Like if you look at the temperatures online, it'll tell you like it's low 60s. But it wasn't just low 60s. It was low 60s and like extremely muggy. Like I felt like I was in soup. And part of that was because I had just ran through the heat of the day before. Technically, I didn't run much of it. I walked, but I was still out there for hours. I was sunburnt. My back of my neck, my face, my arms, the tops of my hands. Like I was definitely sunburnt and I was dehydrated. After the first break that I took here, this 3-hour break, I got up to urinate after sitting there for 3 hours, and it was dark. dark, dark, dark. And so I was, it started to wear me down. And at this point, I was like fully worn down. I think this 43 minutes might have been my slowest lap outside of my rest breaks. That is my slowest lap outside of my rest breaks, and not even close. It's not even close. So after that, I went inside. I took the tracker off of my ankle. I handed it to Alexis, the race director, and I told him, I think I'm done. I don't think I need to do much more. I'm at 155 miles. At this point in the race, I was about 20 miles ahead of second place. I didn't think she was going to catch me, and I wasn't too worried about it. I was pretty happy with my effort, and so I turned it in. But within about 10 seconds, I said, oh, just give it back to me for a second. I'll just hang on to it. Maybe I'll change my mind. So I just hung on to it. I didn't put it back on my ankle, but I kept it nearby. And Matt Bailey had already kind of turned it in after his 100-mile, and so he actually got a cot and slept on that. And so I took over his cot when he was out. He got back out, so I took over his cot, and I just slept for about 5 hours or 4 hours. I just laid there. I really didn't sleep well. I was very attentive to what was happening around me because I had taken a lot of caffeine on day 2. This was not very restful. I regret doing it, period. I should not have. I should have just taken more of these little 40-minute walking breaks and been okay with that. But I think it was more heat exhaustion at this point. It wasn't so much mental fatigue and tiredness and wanting to sleep. I think I was just heat exhausted. I think I'd taken in too not enough liquids, not enough fluids, and just too much direct sunlight throughout the day. So that one really hurt me. That one really hurt me. I was in a pretty good spot before that. I was doing really well, but that last little break right there, that one did me in. I lost a lot of useful, valuable time with that 5 hours. But as you can see, I did not stop there. When my wife and my mom came down and they brought my son Simon, my 3-year-old, they came down. They were going to pick me up. Original plan was for them to come around 4 o'clock to pick me up, and then I called them earlier in the morning. And I said, just come around 6:30 before the race is done. There's nothing fun for Simon to do, and then I called them again and said, actually, you know what, I think I'm done. And so me not having a very good state of mind, very wishy-washy, turning my thing in, taking it back, telling them to come early, and then I was a bit of an asshole. Is what I guess I'm trying to say. I was a bit of a diva, feeling like the world should be revolving around me right now because I'm doing this thing, and that was really unfair to people around me. So anyway, these are stressful things, and you don't do them alone. It's just got work to do, got more work to do. But I did get back out there. I dropped again, you can't see that lap 77 exactly how fast that was, but it was a fast lap. I sped out the door and got moving again and had another fast lap with 78. And then the wheels, fell off. I couldn't maintain that for very long. But I did good. I got up to 168 miles. I was doing the math in my head, and I thought, man, I thought I had 170. I was hoping I did. I thought I was going to at least tie the course record from last year, but that's okay. Gives me a reason to go back, I reckon. But I really like this timing. I like the fact that I can go through my laps like this. And, what else is cool is for people who want to research 48-hour races, you can go on here because Alex Brunning's Brunning Endurance Company has this amazing timing system. They can upload this stuff. You can go in here and see, well, how did second place do? What was the experience for second place compared to, what Josh is talking about with his race? And so you can see Tammy. Tammy was crushing it on the entire time, but especially on day one. You can see her paces sub 10s there for a first marathon. And I mean, just consistent. I really didn't see her walk very much. But then after she reached her 100-mile, well, a little bit before that as well, she had some big breaks here and here. And then a little bit past 100 miles, she turned it in and she took a long, long break. I mean, nine hours. And everybody thought she was done. Like I was asking around, it's like, is Tammy still here? The wind, caused everybody to take their stuff down. So I thought maybe she left because all her stuff was gone. There was a big group of people who came in from Pennsylvania, all kind of like bundled up together. It was really cool. So, but she was not done. She was not done. You can see she kept on moving. She came back out. She found a second wind for day 2, and she just kept crushing it. She was really moving fast those toward the end of the race. That's the thing about these multi-day races. Like once you see that finish line, like you can muster up a little more adrenaline and like really hammer a couple final miles. It's kind of fun. When you look at the clock and it's like, oh man, there's 6 hours, 8 hours, 11 hours left to go, and all I'm doing is walking. That sucks. That is the worst feeling. But when you look at and say, there's only an hour left, it's like, yeah, okay, we've been going for 46 hours, but there's only an hour left, so we got to move it. Get into what we can. So she was moving real great at the end. So her breaks were a little bit more sporadic, a little more spaced out than mine. She had that one big break and a lot of tinier breaks. But I think that's really cool that you can track that. And then hers is, of course, not the only one. Sean Evans, who was also coming down from Pennsylvania with that group, he got 141.4 miles, and he did phenomenal. And so you can check out and kind of see what his pacing looks like. And he ran with us for a good bit at the beginning. Like me and Matt ran the first 50K together, and Sean ran a good bit of that with us. I'm not sure exactly how much, but his pacing was very consistent. 10-minute miles, 11s, 12s. He didn't take any breaks here up until a little bit of break here around lap 39, which had been around mile 80. Quite a long break right before he hit his 100th mile. But again, this is during the heat of the day. So that was a smart move on his part. Very smart move. I wish these things had the temperatures next to them. He was really dragging on day 2, and I mean, I'm impressed. I'm so impressed because if you look at this, like he took very few breaks. Like he had this hour break, he had a 4-hour break, and then he had 2 1-hour breaks. So like that's not a lot. And his pace certainly suffered for probably not taking those breaks. But like he crashed some miles. Like he just kept going. He looked really rough there on day 2, but by the end of day 2, he looked really good. So I think a lot of that walking did good for Sean. He was an interesting guy to meet up with. Okay, well, what else? David Forsyth got 4th place. Stephen Watts got 5th place. Jordan Haley, Danielle Barney, Matthew Bailey. So Matt, like I said, we ran the first 30 miles together. He was solid. He was solid for his 100 mile. He didn't take any breaks, I don't think. Maybe one break right here before reaching that. Again, heat of the day. And then after he got his 100, I think he said like, I'm good. I don't need a whole lot more than that. He took a nice little break there, and then he'd go out and did a little leisurely stroll. He had some fun. His family came out, and I think he may have walked a mile or 2 with them. He just doing this thing for the first time, see what it's like. I think he got a distance PR. Quite a few people probably did. Cliff was really impressive. Cliff Jennings here. This man is twice my age. He is 72 years old, and you can see how he paces something like this. Steady as a rock. He has a very fast walking pace, and I really enjoy getting in some walking laps with Cliff because his pace and his conversational skills are just like he's an excellent pacer for a multi-day race when you're dragging and you got nothing left in the tank and you're just feeling dead to the world. Like if you can just hang on to Cliff, it's a game changer. So I really enjoyed getting in some miles with him. he did take a little longer break, it looks like, and a little longer one right here at lap 31. So he was smart. You know, he spaced his breaks out early. But I mean, imagine doing this at 72 years old and getting how many miles? 108 miles. So very impressive. Many of these people are very impressive. I love to see. I love that I can actually see these lap times and just kind of feel somebody else's race and how things were going and when they took their longer breaks and how that was going for them. So, and plus with this, because Alex has been timing this for a few years, you can see previous years as well. 2025. So Neil Johnson, he had the course record. And 2025, Neil was kind of sporadic. He was doing a slow laps at the start, and then he dropped some sub 10s, and then he did a couple slow ones, and he took a big long break at the 50K, and then he's kind of just all over the place. So I don't know if he had a strategy or if he just went by feel. He took some breaks, but he didn't take very many. And of course, I don't know what the weather was like. I don't know what kind of rain or wind or heat or snow or hail. I don't know what they got. It is always different. I wish that I could show you 2022, because 2022 was the year that I first ran this, and we had a snowstorm that just completely changed the course. Here, 2023, Matt Young had 166 miles. So Matt's pacing was extremely consistent. And again, I don't know what his strategy was, but like 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. I mean, a little bit of a gradual slowdown. That's what you expect. But like, did he have a run-walk strategy? Did he just run that whole time and fall and start to slow down? I really don't know. Big break there at the 100-mile. And that was his only big break. Like, very damn impressive to only take one break and otherwise just keep moving strong and steady, just with that gradual slowing down. But even his slowing down, like his slowest lap was 45 minutes. Without the break, his slowest lap was 45 minutes. Like that's incredibly impressive. So yeah, this is a really cool resource. So again, shout out to Conquer the Wall, shout out to Running Endurance, and everybody who puts on this race. It's a fantastic race. I will include some footage from the race at the end of this video for anybody who wants to check that out. I'm not going to do any fancy editing. I just don't have the time or energy for that. But I appreciate everybody who was there, who gave it their all, and who supported the runners and who made this thing happen. It was a bunch of fun. I think I'm going to retire from the multi-day races for a little bit because, that day 2 is just a whole different beast. And it takes a lot out of not just the runner, but the support people around the runner. And I need to focus a little bit more on them in my life right now. So I really appreciate everybody who helped me out and got me to where I could do this race and finish strong. And I'm incredibly happy with the result. 168 miles is something I will always be proud of. And I could not have done that without the help of my family and everybody else. So signing off. Thanks. All right. We are back to a race. I haven't raced in 2.5 years. It's been since 2023. I'm making a little homemade energy gel right now. I've got some carbohydrates, maltodextrin, fructose, pectin. Oh man, I haven't seen the wall. I have spent so much time at this freaking wall.
Turn right onto Fairview Addition Road.
I haven't seen the wall in a while, though. Here we are. All night these things go through. All night, all day. And we run right across, right beside them on the other side. Here we are. Right. Let's go get our packet and then we'll start stitching.
51.
You looking good, man. Look at you.
Trying.
What are you doing?
Just been doing, I do go to the gym like twice a week.
Nice.
Doing the core and everything,
Yeah.
lifting, and then just getting more distance again.
Heck yeah.
Stuff like that. I appreciate that. Josh, yes. I hate this list. Sorry, Josh. This list is not alphabetical.
I thought by 9 years you'd have your shit together.
No. Alex was last minute on part. Shit happens. It's okay. It's okay. Let me get you your.
Oh, it feels good in here.
What
you say, Joseph? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yep, small, right?
Yep, that sounds right.
Yep.
We'll go give a tour of the food. We got some coffee being brewed right now. We got instant ramen station and flapjack station, pancake batter, PB&J station, all kinds of potato chips, barbecue, Doritos, granola bars, Cheetos, Haribo, chocolate, Pop-Tarts, trail mix, granola, M&M's, Snickers, beef Slim Jims, Hershey's chocolate, granola. Oh, that looks good. Cookies, Fig Newtons, donuts, bananas, oranges, gloves, and all kinds of drinks down there. So let's see. We'll be taken care of. If you come in here, we'll be taken care of. We just got everything set up. And there's Matt. We got a pretty nice little station. I got you on camera.
Okay.
We got people set up all down that way. There's our start and finish line. People set up all down that way. So we'll be good. Like as we run through here, I got my little table right next to the road. I'll be able to go in here and get some more stuff if need be, but I'll have some instant stuff here. We should be in good shape. I gotta put some shoes on, lube up my feet. We got an hour to go.
So I'm glad to be here. Me and my wife, she's not here today. We have a newborn, so she's back at home. We love this race. We love this area. So if it's your first time, actually anybody's first time out here? Really? Okay. So if it's your first time, I bet you're going to want to come back. So let me know at the end. You're going to love it, love the area, and the people, and the food, and the facilities. You got great facilities. Inside there are showers.
Josh?
Yep.
I'm Cliff.
Good. Oh yeah, how you doing,
Nice to
Cliff?
meet you,
I
man.
think we've ran together before.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, I don't know about running. I'm more jogging and a lot of walking. I'm more, like I said. Hey, good luck today.
Good, you too, you too.
We never can give you the weather that you always want, but this year's going to be the hottest conquer the wall that we've ever had. So if you've ever come and ran our Hatfield McCoy Marathon, this is the weather we're giving you in June. So happy March.
Thank you everybody coming out. This is a great turnout, especially the weather's perfect.
Barney Respect sponsored the aid station over here, by the way. Barney Respect State Farm. He's licensed in West Virginia for insurance. In 10, 9, 8, come on y'all, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right. 2 mile PR, 2 mile PR. You know where we're going? You know where we're going? No. No. Leading confidently.
I never know where I'm going. You seem pretty confident.
Leading with confidence.
There's arrows.
So we'll go up here and we'll go through a little bit of gravel. And then where the wall ends, we'll wrap around it.
Yeah, I noticed on the map there was like a little almost like an out and back.
Pretty much, yeah. That's a good place to roll an ankle early.
It's as easy for me to get on trails as it is the road.
To the right, to the right. Yep. And then you got a restroom there as well.
Go straight, you know it's really
Yeah, they just installed these solar lights.
Oh, that's a cat. Now let's go.
so far the lighting.
I think at some point here I'll be averaging 20-minute miles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can walk at a pretty good pace. I think there probably ain't gonna be no running. I say at that point we can go whatever pace you want. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is our first loop.
All right.
Little,
Top 3, y'all.
a little quick. Top 3, that's right, podium.
Good job.
Right. I'm gonna run for another 2 minutes and then walk.
Oh, you don't want to do.
Yeah, I'm basing it on time. All right. Whoa! Woohoo! Yeah.
Oh, they got Matt Bailey, Josh King, Sean Evans.
Yeah.
Go down a little bit.
We're taking our first walk break. Me and Matt, we ran for 25 minutes and we're gonna walk for another 4, get to a half hour and then keep on chugging along, I think. So far, so good. It's dark, so I'm not gonna film much in this first part of the race. We're gonna feel good, so won't be much to say or see, but yeah, we'll come back at you after a while. Real quick little update. Kind of embarrassing. I was gonna film a lot more, but we're at mile 51.6. Taking a break. No. I was on pace too until it got hot. I was on pace for it, but no, it was 20 hours and 30 minutes.
$100 in and he's out.
Then we postpone until
Where you at? Joe, I want to see you back here in 20 minutes. Get that last lap. I want to see you back here in 20 minutes.
49-1. You Williamson? That's you?
Yeah.
49-19.
I got 1 lap. I'm going.
I want to see you in 20 minutes.
You won't have.
Hey, don't be walking. You need to move. You need to move. You need to move. I like Joe.
He's hobbling pretty fast.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a little thing going today.
Yeah.
He was out there and he had a nice little like shuffle. I can never get the shuffle going. I think that I'm running
Yeah.
like an 8-minute mile when I'm shuffling and it's like 19 minutes. Like,
He's one of the race directors, so like every year he does some amount of mileage.
yeah.
He's not even fucking trying.
No.
Like he doesn't do these kind
It's
of
like,
things.
oh, I got time.
He's
I'll
just
run.
he's
I'll
just
run.
Joe. Yeah. There is a thunderstorm coming through, so I've been relaxing, but we're gonna relax a little bit longer and see how that the thunderstorm goes. It's very windy outside. They just brought all the stuff in, so playing it safe. Not sure what else is still out there. Dad came and put my canopy back in the car. It was already falling apart, and so all my stuff's in the car now, which is how I planned on doing this race to begin with, because you never want your canopy to fall apart, but yeah, it always does.
Already dropped at 74.
74?
Just a few minutes ago.
Good. I can handle it. You're late. You're late. You're late. You should have been here 10 minutes ago. No, good work, man. Good work.
So like our running club should be here. You know what I mean? Like it's just the same people every single year, which it's me and
Oh my gosh, look at that.
That's good. There's Bean over there too.
Oh, this will be good. I'll get some protein in. I'll feel a lot better with some protein. I mean, look at that. I'm gonna have a video after all. I didn't video any running. I didn't video any running. Sorry, but I mean it's just a loop. It wasn't a whole lot to see. Okay, we're gonna get back out there. It's raining and windy, but legs feeling better. Not great, but better. And yeah, we got another 23 hours to go. So. 155 miles in. Not much longer to go. I'm gonna